The United States criminal justice system and its problems are complicated, but one problem that's imminently fixable is the data crisis. 50 states, 18,000 police departments, 16,000 courts, and 7,000 prisons and jails. Each collects its own data, resulting in thousands of different databases, and none of them talk to each other. We can't even answer basic questions like, how many people are in jail? That has real consequences for the 7 million people who are incarcerated or on supervision. To reform a system this complex, we need to empower thousands of people running the criminal justice system with actionable data to sustainably reduce our prison population. At Recidiviz, we've created a platform that stitches together this disconnected data, and that turned out to be a big deal when COVID-19 hit.
Perfect. Nailed it.
If you're the director of corrections, and every state has one of these, and together they run an $80 billion system, these guys have a huge responsibility, but they don't have the information they need to confidently chart a course forward. And they have very few tools that they can use to see which of the things they're trying aren't working. Whether or not a program is helping 18 to 25-year-old men get out of prison and stay out, you need to be able to track their journey both through the program and then after they leave prison to see what happened in their communities. The only thing that they get right now, they're infrequent, static reports, like an Excel spreadsheet full of numbers. If you think about data, it's a bit like a map. Maps were revolutionized when suddenly everyone had a smartphone in their pocket. You could walk 50 feet in the wrong direction, and maps would be like, I got you. We're gonna reroute, we're gonna get you back on course and to your destination. And that is the way that I like to think about what we're doing in criminal justice. It's that technology gives you a way to know where you are, to know where you're going, and to help when you get off track, give you that nudge that's like, no, 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 let's get you back on course. So Recidiviz builds a data layer that sits on top of these fragmented databases. Our platform pulls together arrests, probation, prisons, and parole data and stitches them into one place, giving criminal justice decision makers access to real-time information across the system. So it was always bad that criminal justice decision makers didn't have access to timely data, but I think COVID made that much more clear. For corrections directors, COVID-19 threatened to not only harm their staff and the people who were incarcerated, but the community too. In many ways, that's a microcosm of the issue overall, which is that they have a lot of responsibility, a lot of decisions to make, and very, very bad information. So we built a model that forecasted COVID's impact and helped states to maximize for public health and public safety. We ended up working with 34 states on their COVID response, and those states ended up safely releasing 25,000 people, which was 3 times the rate of states that didn't use our model. Most people had less than 6 months left to serve for nonviolent offenses. These early releases weren't radical, they were data-driven. In the wake of COVID-19, every state is facing budget cuts. They can't sustain the current number of people in prisons. But if they use data, they can safely reduce populations and make the system more effective. The important thing about Recidiviz is that it uplevels every other solution in the criminal justice reform ecosystem. It's enabling every other solution to move faster and to flourish and to see if it's working. Every person that doesn't go back to prison is a huge success story for them personally, for their families, for their communities, for the GDP, for whatever it is that you care about. One person not ending up back in prison is a really big deal. So if we had this data in all 50 states, you're talking about radical transformation of the system.
In our series Catalyst, we're profiling inspiring social entrepreneurs who are developing bold solutions to our biggest problems. Subscribe to Free Think now and be the first to see new episodes.